The world is changing and so are we. We demand more from ourselves and more from our travels. New places, new experiences, the chance to make the most of our free time and our time on the planet. This is the series that's here to help you make the most of your travel. The cliffs of Madeira rise out of the Atlantic like prehistoric beasts. In fact, the whole island has a primeval look about it that's somewhere between King Kong and Jurassic Park. It's also blindingly green and takes your breath away.
Unfortunately, landscape isn't the first thing that springs to mind when someone mentions Madeira. Let's face it, we're not talking green, we're talking grey.
Here, a spit and a dribble from the coast of North Africa, Northern Europe's over 50s come to laze like lizards in the winter sun. It's a little slice of Portugal where the quiet pace and year-round temperate climate ease you through the aches of old age.
The Romans called Madeira the Isle of the Blessed. The North Africans called it the Purple Island because of the dye they made here. But we know it as Europe's #1 golden oldie destination.
Tourism is Madeira's biggest earner, counting for 20% of its income, and the percentage of older visitors is a little bit higher.
OK, that's the stereotype done and dusted, but it's only part of the story. There's a whole other Madeira out there, and that's what I'm here to explore.
Ooh.
Get a load of this.
This is Madeira's best-kept secret. 700 square kilometres of stunning volcanic real estate, where the landscape soars through the clouds and plunges into the sea.
It's absolutely amazing, and 2/3 of it is national park, so there's no danger that this place is going to get overdeveloped.
One of the highlights is found on the south coast. At 589 metres above sea level, the Cawood is one of the highest sea cliffs in the world.
There are fields down there at the bottom of the cliff, and up until 2003, the only way the farmers could get to them was by boat. Crazy!
I can't say I feel comfortable looking over the edge. And if that brings on your vertigo, just think about this. If we were to drain the Atlantic, we'd be stood on the peak of a massive oceanic mountain range. These cliffs plunge another 4,000 metres down to the seabed.
In 1418, the first explorers to the Madeiran Islands, yes, there's more than one, actually washed up here on smaller neighbouring Porto Santo. And having dipped their feet this far into the Atlantic, it was only a small step to a whole new world. The story goes, Christopher Columbus planned his voyage of discovery here. This is the house where he shacked up with the governor's daughter. It's now a museum. The other big draw on Porto Santo, certainly for today's explorers, is its fantastic 9-kilometre beach.
Beaches aren't something you'll find on Madeira. When the Portuguese finally arrived, they didn't find sand, they found wood. Lots of it. And that's where the name comes from.
Madeira is Portuguese for wood. The island was smothered in forest, and though much of it was cleared away in the south to grow wheat and sugarcane, here in the north you'll still find natural forest. It's actually the largest lauraceous forest in the world, and that means laurels.
How old is that tree? Do you know?
This tree, it's a Madeiran laurel.
Right.
It existed here before the arrival of the first settlers in the first years of the 15th century. It's a tree with 600 or 700 years, very old. It's a living monument.
It's not only trees that are old. The island's ferns, some of which grow to 3 meters wide, remind us of a time when there was no such thing as grass and giant reptiles rustled along the forest floor.
So, Dr. Quintal, tell me, it's kind of apt that it's raining because, of course, it is a rainforest. How important is it to the ecosystem here on Madeira?
Madeira, it's an island with many microclimates.
Right.
We are on the north side, and here between the 400 meters and 1,300 meters height, we have this forest. And these ecosystems are very important to us.
The north remained wild and wet, but the cultivation of the sunny southern part of Madeira raised a problem for the early settlers. How to get all that rainfall down into the fields. The solution? Produce one of the island's biggest attractions.
I'm walking along Caldera Verde, a lavada or irrigation channel. It's basically a concrete-lined ditch designed to carry water down to the farmers. There are more than 200 of them, and today lavada walking is one of the most popular tourist activities in Madeira.
There are over 2,000 kilometres of lavadas crisscrossing the island's breathtaking landscapes. Taking in mountains, caves, waterfalls and forests. Built from the 16th century onwards, they still serve a vital purpose, providing not only water, but also hydroelectric power.
Madeiran can you get? Halfway to nowhere, and you end up with high tea and a slice of, what else? Madeira cake. Thanks, mate.
This is the kind of thing you can expect on a lavada walk organised by a quinta. Originally small farms, quintas have become one of the most popular types of accommodation on the island. This one is Quinta do Farau in the north.
There are all sorts of quintas, some of them dating back to the 1800s. But one of the things they all have in common are wonderful gardens. And many of those were influenced by us Brits.
Here at Quinta Jardins de Lago, a spot of occupation during the Napoleonic Wars, did the garden no end of good. The English General Beresford exercised his green fingers and turned the gardens into what they are today.
So, Duarte, how many species, I dread to think, but how many species of plants do you think are in these gardens?
Well, we have more than 500 different species of plants.
That's a lot.
Yes.
And are they all from Madeira? They can't all be from Madeira, no?
No. We are a little botanical world.
Right.
We have plants from Argentina to Japan, from China to Mexico, from Australia to England. So we have plants from most of the different latitudes in the world.
So, Duarte, I think I'd quite like to stay.
Yes.
Why is it called Jardin de Lago? Why is
because we have this lake nestled in this exotic garden.
Oh, look at that. It's like a little oasis stuck in the middle.
Jardins, it means gardens. Lago means lake. So it's the gardens of the lake.
Oh, you've got your very own, quite literally your very own Swan Lake back here.
Yes, we do.
Gardens are a big tourist draw. Madeira has 156 unique plant species, including 3 endemic types of orchid that bloom all over the island. They're a popular item for visitors to take home.
So you've got lots of plants not from around here. Have you got any plants that are indigenous to Madeira, that are Madeiran?
Yes, we do. For example, here we have a small dragon tree. The dragon trees, they can live for more than 1,000 years. And the name of the dragon tree is not because it looks like a dragon, but because when they cut the sap, after oxidizing, it's used for coloring in red for the clothes.
So they thought it was dragon's blood, yeah?
Yes, of course, yes, yes. So it's good for dyeing clothes.
Well, Duarte, thank you for my guided tour. I've really enjoyed it.
Just as colourful is Madeira's very unfamiliar range of fruit and veg. You can rummage through it here at the Mercado dos Lavradores, or Workers' Market.
What are they?
Papaya.
Oh, there's papaya. I should know that.
Those are the papaya.
Oh, that's really nice. So you peel these?
Yes, you peel it and you just eat the...
Oh, wow. That looks wrong. That looks like an alien pod. Can't take that seriously. Look at that.
It's called the banana passion fruit.
Really nice. It's really crunchy as well.
It's crunchy, yeah, it's all the little seeds.
There are 8 different types of passion fruit here on Madeira. With all that passion, no wonder everyone looks so happy.
And what's that weird-looking thing?
That's what it's called, the philodendron.
The philodendron.
That's it.
Oh, it's nice. It's not like anything I've ever tasted before. And then what's that right at the back, that funny-looking thing?
That's a variety of tomato, but people call it like the English passion fruit. Now you just squeeze it and you suck it.
Squeeze and suck. Oh, ooh! I can taste the tomato-iness about it.
Ah, there you go. Some people can taste.
That's like a sort of...
But it's eaten like a fruit. We don't eat it. We don't use it like on the salad, for example.
Oh, I would. That'd be nice with a bit of parmesan, a bit of balsamic. It's lovely. Obrigado.
There's a story that it was tropical fruit washing up on the shore that inspired Columbus with the idea that there was land out beyond the western horizon. Here in the village of Câmara dos Lobos, they're not so philosophical about their fruit.
I've heard you make some quite interesting cocktails in here, and I'd like to try one.
I'm gonna make you a passion fruit poncha. I'm gonna put a little bit of citron, sugar, passion fruit.
Wow.
A lot.
Just a little bit of vodka.
Yeah, just a little bit.
How'd you say cheers in Portuguese?
Saúde.
Saúde. Oh, that is lovely.
It is, huh?
I've got to try another one as well, haven't I?
Mama Nelio is making poncha, a traditional fruit toddy for fishermen. It's meant to be good at warding off colds.
What's this, Nelio?
It's sugar cane.
That's 50% proof. Obrigado. Oh.
This village was Winston Churchill's favourite spot for pulling out his easel, and I can see why. There are some really beautiful views to paint. And I bet he had a couple of these to get his oils flowing too. For 500 years, this has been the capital of Madeira, the city of Funchal.
It's quite an interesting name, Funchal. It comes from the Portuguese word funcho, which means fennel, and apparently there used to be quite a lot of it growing around here.
But it wasn't fennel that put Madeira on the map. That was down to sugar, or the white gold, as it was called. Europe got hooked on the sweet stuff in the 16th century. Add to that Portugal's development of an overseas empire, and the port of Funchal became a pretty busy place. To make sense of it all, head to the Madeira Story Centre. There you'll get the lowdown on the island's history. When Funchal became a city, in order to tick the Christian bill, it needed a cathedral. The Sé was built in the late 1400s, a big clump of Gothic and Moorish Catholic urban pride.
The European sugar rush didn't wear off, but by the 1800s, most sugar was being imported from the Caribbean and South America. So Madeira changed tack. And as we all know, what does sugar turn into? Alcohol. So tell me, Anna, it was sort of an accident how Madeira came to be, wasn't it?
Exactly. It was a lovely accident, if I can say that, because if it wasn't a sea voyage, Madeira would not be what it is today.
Okay.
At the time was just a regular table wine, was the wine you can see here in the island.
Right.
And as the city has always been a great port of scale, they had ships stopping here for water, food supply, so they started taking barrels of wine to help to ballast the ship.
Right, okay.
Great excuse. But also to consume, so they started adding the spirit, and crossing the tropics, the high temperatures really made the wine better. So it gave more that kind of burning taste, caramel taste,
Right.
as you know today. So it was a fortified wine. So it was a...
So yeah, it really was a happy accident then.
Happy, very happy.
They thought the wine was ruined, when in actual fact they just created a whole new kind of wine. right?
Completely.
Madeira is probably the island's most famous export. Without it, Old Blandy's Wine Lodge, the oldest on the island, dating back to the 1600s, wouldn't be here.
So Anna, I believe that Madeira was popularised by the English, right?
Yes, right. They were the ones who started really the business in terms of exporting, shipping wine. For example, the first Blandy, John Blandy, he was a quartermaster from the British Army.
Okay.
And he was here to help us to defend us from Napoleon.
Right.
And that's when he got the interest of the wine. And a few years he came to Madeira, founded his wine business, and is still one of the families which is...
One of the main families. So
Yes,
Blandy's is
still.
in fact a British brand?
Yes,
Ah. So can we taste it?
I think we should.
I think we should too. Right, how do I hold the glass?
You
first
should
of all?
hold the glass like this.
Right, okay.
And then you see the color,
Right. Smell?
smell. This has a very
I do
powerful-
love the smell of it. Yeah.
Very, very, very powerful smell. And then have a sip.
Ooh. That's lovely. It's almost... It's reminiscent of sherry, isn't it?
Well, it's a nice tipple, but best not to overdo it. If I remember my Shakespeare correctly, in Richard III, the Duke of Clarence drowned in the stuff. Way to go, Clara! Madeira wasn't the main danger for the first holidaymakers. They came here in search of therapy on their doctor's advice.
The climate was considered spot on for anyone suffering respiratory problems such as consumption, TB, or weak hearts. What their doctors didn't tell them was that they might end up here.
At the so-called British Cemetery, many a Protestant in search of a quick cure found their final resting place. And many of them are surprisingly young.
This is a great place for views. There's Funchal over there. I'm in Monta, 550 metres above sea level and a 4-hour uphill schlep. At least it was before they put the cable car in. That takes 15 minutes. But it's not the getting up, it's the getting down that makes this place fun. See you on the other side! Come on! Woo! Woo!
In 1850, they came up with a unique way of getting down the mountain in what are called carros de cesto, basket cars. Ernest Hemingway described the ride as one of the most exciting of his life, and he knew excitement. Here goes.
Wow, look at that view, it's gorgeous! Oop. Woo! Here I come! Thank you very much, gentlemen! Oh, well, that was absolutely lovely. Quite a gentle thrill. If bungee's too extreme for you, I can definitely recommend this. Thank you very much. Right, have a love. Oh, such gents.
Now this is just the place to unwind after all that bone rattling. I'm at Madeira's most famous hotel. This is Reed's, built in 1891 and still one of the places to be seen on the island. The middle and upper classes still hang out here, sleeping in the bedsheets of the rich and famous. Captain Scott dropped in en route to the Antarctic. Churchill took time away from his paints to write his war memoirs. And George Bernard Shaw learnt to tango on the lawn.
It takes two to tango, and this is the perfect place for romance. Watch your feet, Ronaldo. Madeira is smothered in hotels, most of them 4 or 5 stars, and they tick every box, from trad like Reed's Palace through quaint quintas to this place, the Vine.
Cutting-edge features, gorgeous combinations of fabrics, a spa that actually uses wine as part of its treatments, a restaurant with Michelin-class food, all topped off with a stunning rooftop pool with 360-degree views of Funchal.
Antonio, what do you think this hotel says about Madeira today?
Diz tudo acerca de uma ilha que está em
It says
permanente
everything about an island that is constantly reinventing itself, constantly adding to its appeal. But we wanted to do more, to offer something different, to offer a slice of modernity, to offer a hotel built with passion, where our guests are right in the city centre, close to the cathedral and all the historic sites that are just a step away from our front door. And most importantly, where they can enjoy the magnificent luxury on offer here.
Every now and then you come across a place that's a real eye-opener. This is one of those. Madeira just for the over 60s? Think again. This island would score highly with any age. OK, the club scene may be a little underdeveloped, but word is that will change. And I, for one, wouldn't be surprised if one day soon Madeira becomes more about the now and less about the then.
If you'd like to find out more about Madeira and its attractions, check out madeiraislands.travel. To arrange your own visit, visit flytap.com. And for more information on this programme, the address is travelchannel.co.uk.
The thing I love about Madeira is I'm a keen gardener, and the scenery here is absolutely gorgeous, and the gardens at the Quintas are stunning. The downside of Madeira, well, it is billed as a year-round destination, but we've come in February and the weather's been very changeable, so leave it till a little bit later. What I'd recommend to anyone coming to Madeira is pack an open mind. It's not just a destination for the over 60s. I'm in my mid-30s and I've had a wonderful time.